Hi guys, okay, we're going to start our Van Gogh art project, and you can see down here that I have a dark blue and kind of a turquoisey or light blue. I have a green, I have a very light yellow, and some brown. Now if you don't have those colors, that's okay. Just make sure you have a few dark colors and a few light colors, and if you don't even have crayons, you can totally use pencils, not a big deal. So here we go. The first thing we're going to draw is our background. I mean, not our background, our foreground. Sorry about that, our foreground. So in our foreground, we're going to put a wavy shape like that and bring it on back down like this, and maybe put some other parts to it, kind of go behind, and we'll bring another part up from the bottom like this. And maybe that one goes all the way over to the other side. Okay, not so bad. And then we're going to color that in with maybe some blues and greens, but we're just going to use some dashed lines. So remember, Van Gogh left his brush strokes right there on his canvas. So we're going to kind of imitate that by leaving our own brush strokes on the canvas. And if you want to do some shading after we're done with this part, you can totally do that. You don't have to leave the background, or the background of your center part here. You don't have to leave it white in the background. You can go ahead and do some light shading with your crayons or pencil. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of green on this part. And again, you are free to use whatever colors you want. If you want to use pink and red and yellow and orange, go for it. I think I'm going to stick a little bit of that blue color in this one too. And I'm kind of following the curve of the leaf of the cypress tree here. And then I'm going to put some more over here, following those curves as best I can. And maybe some more green in here. And I think I'm going to be really bold and put some dark blue in here as well. Just following the curve of that cypress tree. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. And if you wanted to go a little bit higher, like make this go even taller, you could do that too. Kind of looks like some weird spooky thing, doesn't it? And then follow the contour or the shape of the leaf or the branch or whatever that crazy thing is. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to draw some more things that they're in the foreground, but they're kind of far away. So I think we might actually call those our midground. So take a dark color, whether you have black or brown or purple or dark blue, whatever you would like, and we're going to draw a little bit of the town down here. Now the town's kind of far away, but this tree that we just drew is really close to us. So we're going to draw our little town, and again, this isn't perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. My little house. There we go. Drawing a little house, and then I'm going to use one of my colors to make a texture on that. But this texture is just going to go straight down. Oops. Just like that. And I think I need a little bit of maybe a doorway in here. But I can use some more texture. Just like that. And again, if you're doing this just in pencil, I'm really excited to see what it ends up looking like. Because some of the most famous drawings in the world were not done in color, they were done in black and white, or gray and white, as would be the color of your pencil. Okay, there's a little crookedy looking house. Now I'm going to draw a tall church-like thing. I guess these things were in the village that Van Gogh was painting in at the time. And his buildings were certainly not straight up and down, so I guess ours don't have to be either. And as a matter of fact, I think some of mine are looking the wrong direction if I were copying Van Gogh's painting. Put a little window in the church there, and it needs a doorway too. And then I think I'll make this have some green texture to it. And a little blue. See how I'm kind of copying the direction of this wall right here? And yeah, I know my buildings look like they're about to fall over, and that's okay. Some of Van Gogh's stuff looked like it was about to fall over too. And I'll put a little bit of texture right over here. Maybe some right there. Light color in here. All right, and we gotta have some texture up here on the steeple, but you know what? I'm gonna use more light colors. I'm gonna put some yellow up here. I mean, if we were at school, we'd probably be doing this on a black piece of paper, and we could use white crayons, and that really makes it stand out. It looks very cool. But since we can't do that, not yet anyway, we're gonna do the best we can with what we've got. So a little texture here and there. Maybe some going that way. And this way. I have part of my little town, and then I think I'll draw another house, only it's going to be a little bit farther back over here. Oh, this one's really crookedy looking. But again, it's okay. And anytime you guys need to stop the video to catch up, that's totally fine, because I know I'm going kind of fast. I'm going to draw a window right here. Houses need windows on them, right? I think I'll outline it a little bit so that it really stands out, so somebody goes, oh, that house has a window in it. And a door. And yeah, I think maybe some yellow on this one too. And again, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors that I'm using right now. You can totally use more than that. Okay, so we've got our foreground and this that is part of our midground, but we need some more of our mid and background. So I'm going to use a brown color, but I think I'm going to use actually a lighter brown color. Maybe like this. Ooh, that's green. So is that. That's green too. Yuck. Well, maybe I'll just use brown that I've got, because I like that one okay. But I'm going to draw some hills in the background. So our background is not going to go through our plant, because our plant right here is blocking our view of the background. So I'm going to draw some hills. Again, the hills are behind our houses. Let me draw some texture in here. And then I think, you know what I can do is I can make this pretty thick. You guys can do this with your own crayons if you have crayons that you're using. And put really thick lines back here, but just make sure they don't go through your houses or through the plant. And you can make Some green in here. And then I think I'm going to put some bushes or trees that are kind of far away. But I'm going to use a skinnier line for that. So let's put some bushes, say these are trees that are just far away. Since they're far away, they're kind of hard to see. And they might go over our hill a little bit. And I'm going to do something really funky. I'm going to kind of outline them a little bit, just a little bit, but in blue. Who would expect your tree to be outlined in blue? You might think green or brown. But blue, well, that's different. And then I think I'm going to draw some really far away background, and I'm going to get another color. I'm going to use some purple. And that looks pretty purpley. And I'm going to draw some even bigger mountains in the background. And it doesn't have to actually meet the edge of the paper. It's totally okay if it doesn't. There's a mountain. Let's put a really tall one over here. And this mountain's going to continue over here until it meets that one. And then I can put some more texture on it using different colors. Maybe a little more blue. And maybe some light blue. And remember, don't be afraid to stop the video. It's okay if you want to catch up or you want to do something a little different. You can do that. Just pause the video. And like I said, when you get done, if you want to do some shading in the background of your things, like maybe I would probably down in this area take my crayon and kind of lay it on its side and maybe do a little light shading over this. But right now we're going to do the most famous part of the entire painting. We are going to do the stars in the sky. So we're just going to start really simple, just with a little dot. It can be any color you want. Apparently mine is blue. And I'm going to put some dashed lines around that one, and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow in there because I think we need a light color too. So let's get some yellow, and I'm going to put it inside there and maybe a little outside. I know it's kind of hard to see on the white paper, and then I can put some more here. There's one star, and I think I'm going to put another star up over here, and that one's a filled in dot. And some yellow. Like I said, if we were in school, we would be probably doing this on a black piece of paper. This star's not going to be quite as big as the other one. Oops, I did not grab my color. There we go. This one's going to be a little bit smaller. And maybe I put one right here. I'm going to fill that one in with yellow. And maybe a little purple. Okay, now we're going to make our swirls. Use a dark color to start with, and then you can fill it in with any color you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here somewhere. Swooping down. Oh, I can't go through the branch of my tree. I have to start on the other side. And make a big swirl like that. And then I'm going to make the rest of the swirl go back like that. And I'm going to have some more swirly part coming right out of here, but I'm going to change my color a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to change it to a light purple. Something like that. Lavender. And I'm going to have some of it come out this way, but not go through that little star I drew. But it is going to go over there. Now we're going to continue some more of that, just like this. Now here's the fun part. You get to fill in, and you can use long lines, short lines, a combination, any color you want. Just follow the curves of your swirl. And I'm going to put some of that color over here. Give it a long swoop. And then I'm going to pick another color. And follow the curves again. And you can fill it in as much or as little as you would like. Remember, short lines, long lines. Maybe you want to do a little shading afterwards. That's totally fine. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in there as well, just to make it bright and shiny. This yellow is just very hard to see on white. Once we get done with our swirls in the sky, we're going to fill in the sky itself. And it's going to be done about the same way, but for this one, really try to use some thick lines. So I'm going to use some thick lines, and I'm going to change my color blue just a little bit so it stands out a little more. Maybe a slightly lighter, ooh, that's a purpley blue. That's kind of cool. But I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use a thicker line. So just make a thicker line, and we're going to put some big dashes. And we're trying to make it kind of follow that swirl in the sky there, but not go through our stars. It's just going to go around behind them. And these are like Vincent van Gogh's brush strokes that he used. And I'm going to make this part go like that. And another one right up there. And then I think I'm going to change my color again. Put some of this very light blue. But see, this is supposed to be a starry night. So up here is probably where you're going to want to use more dark colors. It doesn't all have to be dark colors, but use more of your dark colors. Just like that. And let's see, dark color. Pick from down here. I'll use, ooh, a dark turquoisey color. That looks good. Remember, don't go through your stars. But can you see how the sky kind of stands out because we're using these big, thick brush strokes up here, or crayon strokes, I guess you'd have to call them. So it kind of makes it stand out. I think my sky needs a little purple. Dark purple. I like purple. Here we go. And if you have a white crayon, when you get done, if you want, you can go over the top of some of your swirls with a white crayon, but put the dark color in first and then put the white crayon mark on top of it, and it looks really, really cool. Remember, don't go through your stars. I almost did on that one. Ooh, this is really making it look like it's the nighttime sky, huh? There we go. When you guys get done with these, I really, really, really want you to take a picture of them and share it with me so we can see all the fantastic artwork you're doing. And plus, this is kind of fun, huh? Now, down here we have more sky, so I'm going to have to do the same thing down here with those big, thick brush strokes, but don't go through the tree here or the stars. And I'm just going to follow along here. And then put some more color in there. Like I said, if I were doing this at school or at home, I think that I would probably go ahead and take white. I would really shade in this swirl up here and then take a white crayon and go mark over it. And that really makes it look amazing. You don't have to. If you get done with yours and you go, nope, I like it just the way it is, that's fine. So in here in the sky, I'm trying to use dark colors for the most part. I know up on the upper part of the sky, I did use some lighter blue up in there. And that's okay. Again, I told you if you want to use pink and purple, that's fine too. This will probably actually look way better if you do it in crayon or pencil than it does on this digital marking thing. But this is what we could do for this time. So when you get done, if you have a white crayon, go over this part right here, the swirly part, and that will make it look really super duper awesome. And I think the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to outline my swirl a little bit better, and I think for once I'm going to use black. So let me change this one to black. Yeah, actually I want a dark, dark gray. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to kind of outline, not everywhere. Ooh, maybe I do need black. That gray is a little too light. Okay, we'll try it in black, see if that works better. There we go. I'm going to outline some parts of my swirl just to make it stand out a little bit. My outlining is not great, but using these digital pens is not always easy. See how I'm just going right on the outside of my light purple there. Just trying to make that swirl stand out just a little bit. There we go. And where's the bottom of the swirl? I think it is right here. And over here. There we go. That kind of makes it stand out a little bit. And you can outline other things if you want to. This is where having a pencil really comes in handy, because you can make very dark pencil marks. Let's not forget our little tiny star down there. You can make very dark pencil marks, and that will be a great outline. So the last thing you need to do is sign your name somewhere. And like Vincent van Gogh, you can sign it anywhere you want to. If you remember the sunflowers picture, he signed it right there on the vase. Most artists sign theirs in the corner somewhere. Wherever you want to sign it is totally fine. Remember to take a picture and send it to me. I can't wait to see what you guys have created.